So, a certain RAF wrestler by the name of Kyle Snyder has stated that he has no interest in wrestling UFC fighters in the RAF for the rest of his matches, or any of his matches, for that matter. And initially, like, I don't care who the guy is. I don't know him. I never knew him before I saw this post. But what he is stating he wants to do is important, and I support it. I think what he's doing is trying to keep his sport about the sport. Because if the RAF league or organization is inviting UFC fighters to wrestle on a consistent basis, some of them who don't even wrestle a lot, or have wrestled in their youth even, they may one day invite celebrities, streamers, to wrestle who haven't even wrestled the same way the boxing world has done. And I think this is his way of protecting the sport he loves. I think this is what boxers and boxing promoters should start to do, is protect their sport, and not want to sign or promote any of these streamers or YouTubers or influencers who do not take the sport seriously and just want to put on a circus performance. So, credit to UFC fighters, though. Most of the UFC fighters who have wrestled in RAF have taken it seriously and have looked good. But that's because, the RAF so far has looked to UFC fighters with wrestling backgrounds, at least most of them. But, letting this happen could one day allow the RAF to invite whoever the hell they want, many of whom may not have any wrestling experience and just want to wrestle to settle stream beefs or something like that. So, my main take here is it's important to take these different fighting disciplines seriously. And all these crossover events and nonsensical things like that just make the sport more and more of a joke. And the boxing world has done that time after time. And I've been posting videos warning about how that's killing boxing time after time. So although I don't know or care who Kyle Snyder is, Kyle Snyder has got the right mindset going on, which is, he wants to keep his sport about his sport. He wants to wrestle wrestlers, not people who are dipping their toes in the sport just to, I don't know, test things, test the waters. He wants like real competition. He wants wrestlers who have been wrestling since they were young, wrestling against other wrestlers since they were young, and it's only going to make the competition better instead of really solely focusing on entertainment. But it's a give and take.